Well, folks, we're living in a brand new world right now with the coronavirus pandemic, which has, of course, seen all horse shows either cancelled or postponed for the foreseeable future. But that hasn't stopped the American Paint Horse Association from innovating a way for people to continue to be able to compete from home. Now, Stephen Hayes is the APHA's Senior Marketing Director, and he's the person behind this great idea. He joins me now to tell us more about it. How are you, Steve?
I'm good, Simone. How about yourself?
Good. Going a little crazy at home, 24/7. And about you?
Oh yeah, it's interesting time, that's for sure.
Goodness. I'll say. So, with that said, this was a really great service to be able to offer. How did you guys come up with this idea?
Well, I will say it was dang sure a team effort. We have some great people on our team that are very innovative and really thinking for the future. This is a project we've been working on for quite a while. It's been in the queue even prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, but with everything that's going on, we obviously pushed this to the front of the line to try to help get this released and allow people to still do things with their horses while they're stuck at home and trying to bear what's going on in the world. So, the whole idea is that we live in a virtual world, right? So that's something that's going on, and we want to be able to touch all the markets and give opportunities for people to do activities with their horses on a lower cost scale, right? So in this scenario, it's a smaller entry fee than most horse shows, but you also have to think that you don't pay a stall fee. You don't have to haul your horse anywhere. You can do it right from your arena. And then on top of that, we want to give money back. So a lot of virtual shows you might have seen in the past are awards based. So you pay an entry fee, and then you get an award in the mail. We're actually giving a payback. So we give 70% back to our competitors. So it's a 70-30 split. 30 goes back to us for operating expenses, and then 70% to our competitors. So those are a few of the reasons we did it, and we think it's actually going to be a very good one. We have our first e-show happening right now. It opened on March, about 2 weeks ago. I don't know the exact date now right off the top of my head, but it opened a couple weeks ago, and then our entries close April 6th at 5 p.m. Central.
Okay. So now the timing is extraordinary because you said this took a while to put together. How long exactly have you been working on it?
Well, the conversations and the delivery of it has been going on for probably about a year and a half, I would say. But when we started this conversation 30 days ago, when all this stuff started coming out, we probably put it together within, I'd say a couple weeks, had it at least launchable to where it is today. And it'll continue to evolve, and we want to create a great experience for anybody that comes to compete. But I would say about 2 weeks, and we had it ready to go.
Right, so it's not terribly complicated technology. It's more bringing the elements all together. Is that right?
Yeah, it's super simple for the competitors to enter. It's not a difficult thing at all. We handle most of it. The hardest part is just videoing your run, having someone to video it for you, or having a stand, I would say.
Okay, great. Now, with the Paint Horse Association, you guys cover a lot of disciplines. So tell us what shows you're offering.
Yep. So right now, one thing I'll say is this is an all-breed too. So it's based through American Paint Horse Association, but we did do an all-breed deal, so it's open to everybody. We didn't want to hinder some of the other people that are stuck at home as well. We do give some paint incentives, but we did open it to all-breed. This first go-around, we did 10 different divisions. Those divisions we thought that would have the best or the easiest to let people get a feel for it and understand what's going on. So the 10 divisions that we have are, first and foremost, is we have cutting. So we have that division within our e-show number 1.
Yeah.
We have halter, we have hunt seat equestrian, hunter under saddle, lunge line, ranch reining, ranch riding, showmanship, western horsemanship, and western pleasure. Those are the first 10 classes that we're offering. We'll definitely have more to come as we do more e-shows, but those are the first 10 classes.
Can you take us through the steps? Now, we can see your screen. Can you take us through the steps of how you actually enter and use it?
Absolutely. So when you go to the apha.com/showing/eshows, the website, it has a lot of information here as far as how to enter, how to compete, and how to upload your video. But just walking through the cutting aspect of this, you'll see 3 different buttons when you get onto the site for your class, whatever class that may be. Means we're talking kind of on the cutting world. I'll start there, but obviously you have an enter now button, a video specifications, and then an upload your video. So the video specifications essentially tells you where to place your video camera when you video your run, and it has some other aspects as far as in the cutting. You want to make sure that your horse and your cow stay within the frame during the entire 2.5 minutes, and then it kind of says where to be, right? You kind of want to be in the same location every time. So those are your video specifications. But the enter now is essentially you hit your enter now button. It'll take you to a screen that allows you to pick whatever division you want to be in. Some of our people want to enter multiple classes, some don't, but it allows you to pick whichever ones you want to do and add them to your cart. So you'd pick your class, pay for your entry fee, okay? So that one's pretty simple. Once you pay for your entry fee, then you have I would hope you have a video on your phone.
And that entry fee is $50, so they're all the same across the board?
Across the board, they're all the same cost, yes ma'am. And then essentially you would have your video on your phone or your computer, depending on how you have it set up. You would hit your upload video, and it'll bring you to a Dropbox file request. And essentially, if it's cutting, it goes into the cutting file. You choose your file from your computer or from your telephone and drop it right in, and you're done. There's some labeling things that are in on the page that you can see there of how to label your video. And yep, so this is your file upload. Miss Elizabeth Lawhorn is our manager in the office handling all the video submissions. So you see her name there, but you essentially just hit submit. Choose your from your computer or from your Dropbox for your phone, depending on what application you're using, and you literally upload it, and it'll ask you a couple things like your name and your email address. It drops it in, and it'll send you an email that says you've uploaded a video to cutting, and once that's completed, you're done. You've got your entry fee paid for, and your video's uploaded, and that's as simple as it has to be. You don't have to do anything else after that. After that point, it's compiled over the course of the entries are open, right? So over a 3-week period, which was this one, those entries come in, we compile them, and then an APHA certified judge will judge the class and place those classes or those scores, and you receive, each individual participant, not only do you receive money back, so whatever placing you get, you'll get a percentage of, if you're in the top placings, and then on top of that is you get an email direct from the judge that gives you a critique of your run. It says, here's some items that you could work on that were a little underdone, or so on and so forth, where you had errors. So you get a little bit of extra added feedback from those APHA certified judges.
Okay, so it's not just a bit of fun and giving your horse something to actually do while we're in this kind of lockdown moment, I guess. It's a learning tool as well.
Yep. So it's you're exactly right. It's fun. It's competitive, but it also gives a little bit extra educational piece too, so you can better yourself in that aspect as well.
They might say, well, my cows could be extremely different from another person's cows, so how do you deal with that from a judging point of view to make it fair? Right,
yeah, so a couple things on that. I would say one is we have no, as a judge, right, you don't have any control over the cattle situation, and so that's up to you to kind of handle. We've lowered the fees to a certain extent to where we can't make it even for everybody on the cattle like you would at a physical show, but on our sense is that the cattle are kind of up to you. If you want to cut high-headed Bramer cattle, that's kind of your decision to do that at that point, whereas if you have a gentler cow that that you can cut, that's kind of on the competitor to set that up, and we can't really control that. All we control is how your horse reacts and works that cow.
And I mean, honestly, we just can't be so serious about it at the end of the day, can we? Just making do with what we got.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody has different scenarios and different setups, and you're going to take this as a fun, competitive thing with your friends, and also get a little feedback on whatever cow you're cutting, get a little extra value for what you're doing, and hopefully learn something on the way.
Okay. And then the second point about cows, because a lot of people don't have them, is a flag class something you're looking at?
Yeah, so we're having that conversation now. I'm not sure if it'll be in our second show or our third, but we're definitely having that conversation on how a flag class could work and how we would judge that, specifically. But yes, that is definitely on the queue to have that conversation. We think it'd be a lot of fun.
Okay, and just a quick look at, cow horse events. I know you said you had ranch reining. Are you going to be adding any of those kinds of events, do you think?
Yeah, at a certain point, I think we will. We've talked about doing some box and fencing type stuff for the rein cow horse section. The ranch riding is a great one. It's a growing industry as well. So those are great classes, those ranch classes. But yeah, we want to add more and more venues. We talked about doing team roping and some of the deals that have cattle in them. Some of the classes. So we hope to eventually have 50 to 100 classes on here that we can offer each time we open up.
Okay, and roughly how much time do people have to enter, send in their videos, and then get a result?
So this show, it was a 3-week period. We wanted to give, it's a brand new event, so we wanted to give people 3 weekends to kind of get their thing shot, their video made, and submitted. But on the average, it'll probably be about 2 weeks from the time, depending on when they submit it. But the entries will be open for 2 weeks. You have that 2-week period to submit your video, and at the end of that is when usually about 48 hours, I would say, you'll have results and your feedback coming to you. Okay,
and how are entries coming in for the first e-show?
Yeah, they're coming in strong. We're pretty happy with where they are currently. We'll see what the end number is. I think a lot of people are procrastinators, as you well know in the industry. It's we always wait to the last minute to make sure we got everything right before we submit. So we're anticipating quite a few entries here this last weekend. But yeah, they're coming in strong. We're pretty happy with where they are today.
Great. And will people be able to get on the website and see some of the runs, or is it something that's just going to be private for each individual?
Yeah, so this first show, it will be private for each individual. We're looking at being able to post several videos online, especially like the champions of the classes. We'd like to be able to post those and show who won. But we are, as we evolve, we're probably going to have it where we would be able to submit all videos where you could go and look and maybe have a little bit of feedback from the judges so you could watch other people. But we haven't got there today yet, but that's probably where we'll go with some aspect.
Okay, good stuff. We'll be looking forward to seeing how it goes. I think people will be relieved to hear there's something that they can do to be a bit competitive in this time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's good to be able to have something to look forward to and train for and still have some fun with your horse while you're sitting at home.
Exactly. Thank you for joining us and best of luck with it.